Well, thank you for coming out. I think it's obviously a big weekend for us, and to be at home with our crowd and our environment is something that we're looking forward to. We've got a tremendous region, maybe the toughest region in the country, and we've got a lot of respect for the opponents here. But our main focus is Marquette, who runs a really fast offense and is really well coached and disciplined. So it should be a really good match for us.
Questions for Molly and Madison?
Yeah, you know, I think that we are growing and like getting so much better every day. I mean, we come in every day with a lot of intent. I think that we are facing really tough opponents, and we know that. And we want to come in as a team, and we're focusing on coming out and starting really strong and respecting every opponent that we play. I think that's really important for us, and I think that we've been just raising the level of intensity in our gym every day. I think we had a great practice today before our next match, so we're confident in what we're doing, and we just want to go out there and execute.
I feel like our precision has gotten so much better, and we've talked about our touches are really good, but how clean can we make them, and can we hit our serving zones? Can we put the ball right on the setter's head? And we've been really precise in that aspect. So I think we've really been working on that. It's just making our touches even better. And if it's good, awesome. But like, can we make it as close to perfect as possible? And we've been super intentional about that. So that's one way that we've grown.
Yeah, very important. Marquette's a really good team, and they've played some really high-level volleyball, so we know that we need to start from point one, even before that, walking on the court for warm-ups. It needs to be really intense and Texas volleyball the whole entire way. We know that our good is good enough, and we need to go out and play good volleyball.
Yeah, same thing. Like Maul says, just imposing our will and knowing everyone's going to play their best match when they play against us. And so just having that mindset of we have to come out from the get-go and really put our foot on them, and that's been our kind of our motto. So that's going to be our goal for the next match.
No one's ever ready for
No,
drag.
honestly, no. I mean, it's the craziest atmosphere I've ever played in. It's so loud to the point where we can't even hear each other on the court. So I can't even imagine just coming in. It's very intimidating, but I mean, it's great for us, and it's great to have these fans for us.
Yeah, I mean, we love our home crowd. Minnesota played here this year, so they got a little taste of it early in the season, but December Greg's a lot different than September, October, August, September Greg. So we're excited to, I mean, obviously hosting is awesome, and we love doing that, so we're excited to have the fans out. Yeah, they're really good. Like Jarrett mentioned, they have a really fast offense, so we've been practicing that a lot, and they're just a really solid team. They have a lot of good pieces in every position, a great setter, so we know that if we're going to come out here, we have to start strong. They play good, clean volleyball, so we just need to prepare for that and chip away.
Yeah, a lot of versatile hitters. I mean, they run a great offense. It's super fast, and they have good defense behind them. So just a matter of us playing our own game and just being ready for them. I think we love each other off the court, and we've really been intentional about building that connection off the court, and that's obviously translated into our play. But I feel like effective communication has been key for us. I mean, we have a lot of girls that are hitting off new setters, defensive people that are new, so it's just a matter of us communicating, like, hey, what do you need from me? How can I be better for you? And we've been really intentional about that, and that's helped us a lot kind of gel together since we have so many new players. Yeah, I think we've just tried to adapt as best as possible, and we have a lot of people that can bring a lot of different things to the game, and just embracing that and supporting one another has been super key, and everyone's been on the same page and supporting one another no matter their role, and that's going to be key for us getting this championship.
Yeah, I think it's obviously a little bit different than the 7 o'clock game, but I don't know if we land around 1, 2 o'clock. That's the same time we practice every day, so I think that we're in a good position to like get going any time of the day, and that's just kind of like a mental thing. We got to come in ready, and yeah, it'll be a little bit different, but nothing that we should be worried about or scared about. We just have to come in and play our game. yeah, that's always fun. It's cool to see that kind of thing. But I don't know. I just have a great team around me who's putting not only me but everybody on our team is getting a lot of awesome recognition. So we all put each other in a really great position to maybe get those awards, see how far we can go. But we all know that in the end, none of that really matters. We want to win the championship, and if those little things help us do that, that's awesome. But we're all just putting ourselves in a position to do that.
Anything else for Molly and Madison? All right, you can take off.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Questions for Coach Elliott?
Well, obviously, you'd like to get off to a good start. It's more about the mentality and the routines and our consistency in terms of how we adjust to it. This weekend we're obviously going to get pushed, and so how you handle that, how you breathe, how you go through your routines, and how you stick together and trust the training. I think that's what this is all about. And so, yeah, would we like to get out to a quick start? Obviously, but it doesn't determine whether we're going to win or lose. It's how we respond and take 1 point at a time. Well, I think we ramped up the intensity pretty high just because there's a lot of nerves and a lot of excitement to be playing. But the focus was Marquette. Running our offense on some of the schemes and how they play and making sure that we're ready. I think Sage had a really good week of practice. She doesn't get a whole lot of notoriety, but she's the one that makes this engine flow, and so she's done a really good job. And today I thought it might have been her best day I've seen in a long time. We talk about it. Obviously, I think it's important that you discuss it and just make sure that it's on the board. But it's been part of our program for a long time. We've only focused on Marquette, and it's very easy to want to look ahead. But Marquette's 29-3. They've earned the respect of us, and we know that they're capable of playing at a really high level, and so we don't get the opportunity if we don't take care of business tomorrow afternoon. Well, what's been amazing is just how fast we gelled. I think there was a lot of people that were committed to being a part of a team and wanting to be there for one another, and they've done that. And so when you have 11 new players and the way that we gelled early in the season and kind of continue to build off that, but this is, I think any coach would say, what's one of the keys as you kind of develop. You want to be able to have a team that's experienced, and you want to have a team that's been battle tested and what knows and handles the emotional side of it. There can be a lot of exhaustion that goes through the mental side of preparing for a game and using that early on in the day and not being ready to kind of dial in. So it's learning how to kind of balance your emotions, and then when that time comes, when you start warming up and getting in there, that you're dialed in and ready to compete. Yeah, I think it's I'm just so excited where the sport is growing, right? I mean, you look at the quality of coaches that we have here coaching their teams, and the development of where the sport and how fast it's growing, and the crowds everywhere. We're not going to set attendance records at Gregory, but I'd be hard pressed to find a better gym and a better environment that's there. It's electric. I think everybody talks about it across the country, and it's. I think our fans definitely, as Molly said, take a notch up when it's playoff time. So we're excited about that. Our student section's behind it, but it's an important sport here in the city of Austin, in the state of Texas, and we know that all eyes will be on the TV, but the ones that were able to grab a ticket are going to be in for a great couple of rounds of volleyball here. I thought about that. I think about everything, but I think it's the way the sport is growing. I think you want more on prime time. If I had my choice, I would say now that we're getting these days in between, this should be a Wednesday, Friday, Thursday, Saturday type deal. So we can get more prime time. People can get more excited. It's longer for 4 days period for people to discuss and talk about, media to write about. I think there's some more opportunities, but I think the NCAA has done a really good job embracing volleyball. I think they're looking at all this. We're starting to see ESPN2 starting to cover us. We're going to probably get some really good coverage from this. So I think the media is starting to realize that this is a big time sport and they want to get behind it. So if you want better ratings, yeah, they want to get more in the evening. But I can also say that March Madness does pretty well at 11 a.m. too. So we'll see what happens and what comes out of it. I'm fired up on it. I don't have to sit around till 8 o'clock at night kind of thinking about all the different moves that I'm going to have to make. So I'd rather get up and get going. And I think our players will be ready to go. I think Marquette's players will be ready to go. But there's a lot riding on this, and you work a whole year. It's not just 6 months. You've been putting in the time since they come back in January. So they know what's at stake. I think all teams do that are in this regional, and they want to come out and play the best. And for us, I always say it, we don't need to be perfect. We just need to be good enough that night to be able to find a way to get through it. I know our team is excited to play. Molly's a special player. When you look at the makeup of Molly, obviously she's got the size and the length to be able to create some angles, but she doesn't have $1 million arm, meaning that she doesn't hit with a ton of velocity. But she has the skill sets and understands the game at a super elite level. She sees space and she finds space. She understands how to create depth in terms of whether attacking, whether it's short or deep, to be able to find space on the floor to score. And then she also finds, levels of height of where she's going to attack you. Somebody's going to hit you on the chest. Somebody's going to do that. So she's always challenging, and it's really challenging to get in front of her and get comfortable because she changes so much with her arsenal. She's got the best range in shot selection, on our group. So she's put in the work, but she's always comes to work. She works extremely hard, and she's a student of the game. And when you tell her things in practice, she tries to apply it and get good at it. Blown away just by their confidence and the way that they come through this, and they rise up to every challenge. I haven't seen them get nervous. I haven't seen them. They're veterans. And I think the confidence, and that's happened because I think the team around them, I think our upperclassmen have done a great job. Zoe and Kayleigh and the players in the backcourt give them a ton of confidence. But our players speak very highly of those players when they come on the court and play next to them every day.
Anything else for Coach Elliott? Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.